Welcome back to the Coloring Book channel. Today we're finishing another strip out of Calvin and Hobbes, and we've got Calvin and Hobbes lying in the grass looking up at the sky. So I kind of like the color that Hobbes turned out, so I'm trying to stick with that consistently. Looks pretty good. And Calvin's scarlet red shirt. His hair is kind of a orange brown. And then the grass was a nice green, put some highlights in there. Came out looking pretty well. Then I put in a nice blue sky, since the strip is talking about how beautiful the blue sky is today. Calvin says it needs a little red, so we'll see what happens there. In this one, Hobbes is a little confused, wondering why the sky would need some red. But that's a nice drawing of Hobbes. And using the same color again, just lightly, kind of a light, very light orange for his face and fur, which is really white, but white doesn't come across very well when you color with it. Put a little red around Calvin's mouth. He tends to leave it open a lot. Nice green grass color. For this, I typically will use like a forest green or a real green, maybe a pine green, but not any extravagant greens if I want nice colored grass. Coloring Hobbes again, same colors, same two colors here. Then switching over to the green to fill in with the grass. This is a pretty easy panel to draw since there's not really that many objects. So I'm kind of switching between about 5 pencils here pretty quickly. Maybe 6 or 7 when I include the brown and a little bit of brown in his shoes and a little bit of red that we're going to use up in the sky, as Calvin says it could use a little red. Now moving over to the last frame, we see, oh yeah, Calvin wanted to do some kite flying, and Hobbes and I agree. Having a little touch of red there from the kite flying makes the day just perfect. So you can see as I finish up this panel, that the Calvin and Hobbes strip is a pretty nice one to use as a coloring book. It works really well with pencils. There is a lot of fine detail in these drawings, so colored pencils work a little better than I think crayons would. And you can experiment with slightly different colors, shades and hues, put some browns in, use a different color orange from Hobbes on the next page, and just see what you think until you find a combination that you really, really like. This one turned out, I think, pretty well. So I was pretty happy with how this strip did when I worked it panel by panel.